More hidden gems. Here we are.
Tepoztlan. I had to practice that.
Tepoztlan, and we're
Tepoztlan.
still practicing how to say the name of the pyramid that's at the top of the hill, way up there. I think it's Tepozteco, and I do believe it's the same name as the Indian kids from the marsh home.
Because they spoke the Indian language,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and the name of the tribe that they had mentioned sounded a lot like this, so I'm going to go with that is the same one. It's Sunday afternoon, well, almost dark, and the streets are crawling with people probably from Mexico City or other cities around, and it's pretty crazy. Look, this way, that way. So the main drag up to the pyramid is just a tourist attraction, and it's a nightmare getting in here. But once you're here, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, don't bring your RV here. I bring a Jeep.
Yeah, bring a Jeep.
Felt like we were off-roading the whole time. My Jeep is super happy. We didn't have to put it in four-wheel drive, but there was a couple parts.
Yeah. There's like some bus areas outside of town that you could actually park if you wanted to leave your RV. But definitely venture off in your Toad if you're going to do anything.
Is it always busy like this?
I think it's just the weekends that it's like that. It's like I said, mostly I believe it's from Mexico City or some of the other larger cities. It's mostly Mexicans.
It's all Mexicans. There's no gringos here at all. This is where the Mexicans come to take a vacation, and there's some beautiful hotels and some really beautiful houses. We opted to camp, but I'm kind of regretting it. I think we should have stayed at one of the posh hotels because they're cool.
Yeah, they are pretty cool.
It's magical up here.
So
thumbs up. Highly recommended.
Definitely. So you also compared this to cities in Japan. You traveled in Japan.
So strangely enough, it just has this feeling of Japan. Like the weather seems the same, and the way the houses are set up with these giant garage doors, you can't really see inside, but you know something fantastic is behind the doors. And some of the roofs look the same. It just hit me like, I go, wow, this kind of looks like Osaka or Kyoto a little bit.
Well, we're going to enjoy some of the tourist attractions and
hopefully eat.
Brave the crowd and find something crazy to eat.
For food all day, we had a coconut.
We had a coconut, but we had plenty of beer. There's lots of beer. Check it. You know, we're also at this really cool campsite, and we'll update you on the campsite in the next round.
The Boy Scout camp.
Right. Looks like we found some place to eat. It's this nice little place here and we're of course right here over the street. I don't have my food yet, but Jana has some. She has some soup. It's mushroom soup. What kind of soup do you have?
Bongo.
It's ongo. So the word for mushroom in Spanish, of course, is ongo. And I told Jana that it is ongo. You had to say it twice. She's pretty slick. She didn't fall for it. But anyway, I should have wrote that one out a little longer to see what she said. But still, man, check the street out. It's just kind of going crazy here. That goes for another half mile that way, and goes for at least a mile or so that way. And the crowd is thinning out now, but earlier today it was like almost impassable. You had to go to the furthest end of town just to pass through it. So, great place to visit. And you, young lady, what do you think of this place?
I think it's cool.
Estar aquí en este Carnaval 2020 de Tepoztlán. Que se escuche que están en el Carnaval. Escuchen, yo soy solita, yo no tengo a nadie aquí que me haga.
What are those?
It's a carnival. We finally figured out where we are. We're in the middle of Carnival 2020. It's the magic, cultural, and traditions.
Yeah.
Right? Magic.
Bueno, Carnival Tepoztlan 2020, and there is.
Come on, get those guys over there.
Freaking insane. Oh God, here comes the guys with the hats. We don't know what the hats mean yet, but I think it's an insult to the Spaniards for invading. I'm not sure. We haven't gotten the full story on it yet. But it's some kind of Indian tradition here. What's your take on the hats?
I don't think that's it.
We had it explained to us by someone explained it to us that spoke very little English.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Anyway, this is a tiny little town that's completely insane.
Insane.
In the membrane.
Did you think it was kind of weird when we were driving in and it was that busy?
It's crazy. So we were gonna go watch a movie, but we decided, fuck it, we live a movie, so what's the point? Another magical day in Mexico. We are at Tepoztlan, that's the way they say it. I think it's spelled like Tepoztlan, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, we're at Campo Escola Mestitla, which is basically a Boy Scout camp. And we're standing in their amphitheater right now. It's really cool. Check it out. With
Roundabout.
a campfire right in the middle. So you can just imagine all the Boy Scouts in here singing camp songs in Spanish.
Telling scary stories.
Yeah, telling kids scary stories and whatnot. But it's really a kind of a magical place here. Look at the mountains in the background, and they kind of just surround this whole place here. So, Jana, tell me about that.
So we decided to camp because we've got the tent on top of the car. But I might suggest staying in some of the really nice hotels down in town. There are some really nice places. I loved camping up here, but next time I come, I think I'd want to stay in one of the hotels just because of proximity and just the coolness of the whole town. We did pay $150 a person to camp.
150 pesos.
Pesos, yeah, 150 pesos, which comes to a little over $17 a night. It's a little high for camping, but hey.
For two people? What is it?
Two people.
With two people? We paid 300 pesos. So.
It was 150 pesos per person. And there's a pool. There is a ton of showers. We're not sure if there's hot water, though. I saw solar on top, but when you took a shower last night, it was cold.
Yeah, woke me right up.
Right in time to go to bed, right?
Yeah.
A lot of bathrooms, very clean, and sinks. A nice facility down there. Tons of camping spaces here, and you can also do fires. I noticed a whole bunch of campfire rings everywhere. And cook. There's a lot of grills around the property. How many acres did he say this was?
I think it's like 5. No, the last place was 5 acres.
Oh.
I don't even know how big this is, but it's pretty big, and it backs up right to the mountain. So, you're inside of a gate, so it's relatively safe.
Yeah, very quiet. And lots of birds, tons of birds, lots of wildlife.
A little bit of a walk to town, though, like from here.
Yeah, I was worried about that. There was a giant carnival last night. I guess it's the Carnival.
It's Carnival.
Carnival.
Yeah.
We didn't plan on that, and all of a sudden we're in the middle of this most incredible carnival. I was just ecstatic about
so
that.
today's February 24th, and it started on February 22nd. So I guess if you know anything about a Mexican tradition, apparently February 22nd is a festival day. So we were here on the 23rd, and it was still just banging.
Well, there was traffic getting into here, and we couldn't figure out why would there be so much traffic. There must have been, I don't know how many people, thousands and thousands and thousands. There's a full carnival, like the whole carnies with the rides, and then the women on the street selling their stuff, and street foods and street bars and dancing and singing. It was fun, magical, and the weather's perfect. Like
New Orleans would be ashamed of itself after seeing the way this place was.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like New Orleans on steroids.
And the bonus, I think it was like 80 degrees last night.
Yeah.
Perfect temperature. Not cold, not hot. But yeah, the walk's a little, well, I wish I would have walked. I was worried about walking because I thought I'd be too far. So we took the car part of the way and parked it and walked the rest. But I thought the walk was magical.
Yeah.
I would have hated to have missed it.
And this morning, speaking of magical, we're on our way right now to the pyramid at the top. I think it's called Axtitla.
Words are
We're
hard.
not sure yet. I'll double check on that and mention it in the next one. Well,
How far is the walk, Danny?
a couple hours. I've been
Yeah.
almost to the top, but it was late in the day, so I had to come back down. And it's probably a 2-hour hike. So we'll be busy this morning. But
It sounds a little bit like Machu Picchu. It's all stairs, and you're in the shade most of the time.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. We need to get some exercise.
Definitely. And yeah, we'll check back in at the top.
See you up there.
Made the trek up the mountain to the Tepozteco Pyramid, as you see right there in the background. It's pretty interesting. There's an altar up on top. We'll add some photos and stuff, but it's not one of those stab me in the heart pyramids. Apparently, it is. Actually, you're to pray for fertility and good crops and things like that, but
Yeah.
I'm being told it's not a sacrificial altar. I don't know how true that is. So what's your take on this?
It was a fun little hike. It was probably an hour and a half. There's all stairs. It's not super easy, but it's not difficult either. I enjoyed it. And it's also covered by the canopy of the trees. So it's nice and shady, and the weather here is a nice breezy 85 degrees.
If you're infirm or you have a wheelchair sticker on your car, you probably won't want to do it. It's not handicap friendly for sure.
I know. The steps were made a long time ago, I think.
Yeah, so you do have to be slightly in shape to be able to do this trek, but it's definitely worth the hike.
Yeah, it was beautiful, and it's good to get out in the fresh air and enjoy the journey too.
Yeah, there are, and some industrious little capitalists have decided to sell water, candy bars, and a few other things along the way. So, at various points, you will be able to find refreshments.
Yeah, you can't die of starving coming up here. I will say the pyramid was a lot bigger for some reason.
Yeah.
I thought you said it was 3 meters high.
That's what I was
But it's
told.
much. I mean, I got
Yeah.
all dizzy up there. It's too high for me.
So our next stop is Metepec, and we're going to check out some stuff that I did there a couple years ago and visit a UFO.
And a volcano, right?
And a volcano. I don't know. We probably won't climb the volcano this trek. We're not actually prepared for that one. But then after that, we'll be making it to, what's the name of the next pyramid?
Teotihuacan?
We'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out.
So last night's festivities were pretty crazy. You'd think it would have happened in like New York City or something. Or New Orleans,
Mardi Gras.
It was like Mardi Gras. But no, it was right there in that little village. All of that craziness happened.
This giant carnival that we didn't even know about.
Right.
We were just wondering why there was so much traffic.
So after that, and having a look at the city from up here, what's your impression?
It looks bigger than I thought it was. When you're in it, it's just these tiny little stone roads.
Yeah, like every time the little stone roads that you're talking about, when we're driving around in the Jeep, we have to pull as far over to one side or the other as we can for another car to pass. They're literally one-lane roads, and you've just got so many cars trying to get through the city.
Yeah, the roads they must have been built for horse and buggy. I saw somebody post something that you could take an RV here. I would highly suggest that you do not. 100% do not. You won't be able to make the corners unless you have a sprinter van.
Yeah, if you got a van down by the river, go ahead and bring it. But yeah, Class A, Class B, or but Class C, whatever. Yeah, your vans are welcome, but don't bring the big rigs. They're not going to fit.
Yeah, you'll have some stress. So the festival is February 22nd, 23rd, we learned. If you get a chance to do that, it's highly recommended.
Yeah. It was suggested that also next weekend the festival, whatever the festivities may continue, but I don't know. That was just a drunkard in the street telling us these things, so we cannot verify.
So we walked up to the pyramid today, and over on the other side of the pyramid, they had a city overlook, and that's what we're showing you right now. Let me show the city a little more.
Yeah. And this is in the state of Morelos.
And what's the name of the city again?
The name is Tepoztlan. Tepoztlan.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
But we'll drop all the information and location of the city and the carnival and the pyramid down below. So in case you're interested in visiting it, you'll be able to.
Peace.
See you at the next stop.